Good afternoon. It's July 24th, 2019. Glenn Waleshka, People's Party of Canada, Regional Coordinator for British Columbia. I'm here today with Ken Finlayson, who is our candidate from Kamloops-Thompson-Cariboo. And what we're going to do is go over a little bit about the history that has taken Ken to the place that he's at, a little bit about the history of the People's Party of Canada, and we're going to ask Ken a few questions about what it is that has caused him to seek the nomination for the Member of Parliament seat in Kamloops-Thompson-Cariboo. So good afternoon, Ken.
Good afternoon, Glenn. Pleasure to be here.
Well, we're very, very happy to have you here this afternoon. So tell us a little bit about your history, Ken.
Well, I moved to BC about a year and a half ago to run a little ranch here for a non-resident. And as far as my history goes, I have a long history. There's a lot of unfortunate individuals like you and I that seem to be chronically afflicted by politics. We actually think politics matters. And I think there's lots of evidence right now that it does matter. And I used to have an old aunt. I was born into a political family. And it's kind of a secret I don't tell many people, but we were born liberals. We didn't have any choice. Consequently, my old Aunt Edna used to tell me, Ken, you know what, if you're not willing to get involved in politics, you're doomed to be governed by them that are. And when we look around at the clown prince we got in Ottawa and those that are trying to replace him, that makes me kind of nervous. So I decided to get involved. I've been involved before, but I'm involved here as a candidate because the platform of the People's Party under Max Bernier, and I have to admit I have a Western prejudice against political party leaders from Quebec. But I'm willing to swallow it one more time on the basis of the policies that Max Bernier has put forward. And if he holds true to his word, and myself and other members or MPs, as we hope to be, hold his feet to the fire, we'll have a lot better Canada than we have today.
Absolutely right. I think your Aunt Edna was a pretty smart lady. You know, I come at it a little bit differently. I say that politics is not a spectator sport.
No.
And we kind of got involved for the same kind of reasons. There's a lot that needs to be fixed because there's a lot that's broke at this point in time in Canada.
We got a really wonderful country here, but we need to take care of it. And it kind of looks like we're coming apart here. And well, especially in the West here, like our whole Western economies are collapsing. You know, we've got the lumber industry here in BC. Thanks to Trudeau's handling of the situation with I'm going to say Huey. I don't know if that's the right way to pronounce it or not, but this executive, this woman, who landed in Vancouver for 34 minutes, he went and arrested her. And now my son, my oldest boy, is a truck driver in Saskatchewan, hauls grain for a company and that export mainly to China, like a lot of grain companies do. And just a couple of days ago, I learned from my son that his company has gone into receivership because the canola, which they haul, has dropped from 43 cents to 14 cents just since this Huey deal.
Yeah.
The pork exports are done. The beef exports are done. The grain exports are done. The lumber exports will be next to China. We're getting devastated by these juveniles that are running our federal government.
And how many Canadians have been arrested and held, detained in China right now, strictly as retaliation for that executive from Huawei.
Yeah. Like this guy has no competence when it comes to dealing internationally.
Yeah.
Like
well, we don't even have an ambassador yet in China. Yeah. How long has that been, right?
Yeah.
Somehow these things are magically going to look after themselves, or we'll just kind of knock on the door of Donald Trump down south and say, now that you're finished with Robert Mueller, maybe now it's time for you to help us out in China. Right? Yeah. So those are a couple of the things that are pretty close to home for you.
Yeah.
This happens to be the day that Maxime Bernier is going to be announcing the immigration party.
Right.
A policy for the People's Party of Canada. What are your thoughts about that, and what do you expect?
You know, one of the most interesting things since I got involved with yourself and the People's Party, and at that event we had down here in Kelowna, we met a lot of our People's Party candidates. And one of the things that really interested me, and I don't know if I was surprised but most of the people in our party that have the strongest opinions about immigration are, guess who? Immigrants. We've got a lot of candidates that are recent Canadian immigrants, and they came to this country for Canadian values. They didn't come here to have the same governments and the same value system that they're escaping from or left behind. They came here to a country that they believed held values like freedom of speech, being responsible for yourself, not some kind of a nanny state government. Most of these immigrants, as you know, are entrepreneurs. These are people who will step out and take responsibility for their own lives. And they thought that was the promise of Canada. And now they're sort of disillusioned. So like you and I, they're willing to get involved to preserve the Canada that they thought they were coming to.
Yeah, they're looking for a government, I guess, that makes sure that they protect what it is that they've strived
individual
for, what
freedom,
they've earned, and what they believe is important. Right?
Yeah, individual freedom.
Yeah, so those four basic tenets, those four basic principles of Max Bernier.
Yeah, freedom, fairness, responsibility, and respect. That's what they come here for. And we aim to give it to them.